The Gospel according to Luke chapter 10 and verse number 31. When he saw him, he passed by on the other side. The parable of the Good Samaritan offers profound lessons, and one particularly striking detail is how the priest and the Levite handled the wounded man they encountered. They both saw him, yet intentionally passed by on the other side. This act wasn't just avoidance. It was an attempt to distance themselves from their responsibility to help, as if physical distance could absolve them of their moral accountability. How often do we find ourselves doing the exact same thing? We may not literally cross the road to avoid someone in need, or maybe we do, but we often make subtle efforts to disengage. Perhaps we avert our eyes when passing someone asking for help. Maybe we avoid certain routes where we might encounter the homeless, or pretend to be too preoccupied to notice someone else's struggles. These actions are deliberate, even if they're small, and they reveal an uncomfortable truth. We often see the need but choose not to act. The irony of the priest and Levite's actions is that their very effort to avoid the man underscores their awareness of him and his suffering. By crossing the road, they admitted that they saw him. This highlights that seeing someone in need brings with it a moral responsibility. We cannot unsee what is in front of us, no matter how much we try to rationalize it or avoid it. The parable reminds us that proximity creates responsibility. God places people in our path not so we can find ways to avoid them or ignore them, but so we can serve them and minister to them. The priest and Levite failed because they prioritized their rituals and personal convenience over their God-given duty to love their neighbor. Similarly, when we try to sidestep someone in need, we miss the opportunity to be the hands and the feet of Jesus. By contrast, the Samaritan saw the same man and chose to act. He did not let the potential inconvenience or danger stop him from helping. He demonstrated that love for one's neighbor is not about proximity or familiarity, but about a willingness to step into the mess of someone else's life to bring healing and hope. So as you and I go about our daily lives, may we reflect on this parable and ask ourselves, are we crossing the road to avoid helping, or are we stepping into the opportunity God has placed before us? The people we see, the ones who are visible and in need, are the very ones that God is calling us to serve.